So once the server is running, we then just have to connect it to our flash file. If you look in the examples, just in example 1, there's just open the FLA. And within this we've got just these 4 dots which correspond to the 4 buttons, and the basic behavior is when the button is on the on position, it's on the right, and when it's in the off position, it's on the left. The way we address the buttons is by giving them names as movieClip, so just button 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the overall code for the scene happens on this keyframe. So at the top we have this array that's going to hold our values and the socket number, which has to correspond to the socket we set up on the proxy. This part are things you don't have to know about, as it goes down here to kind of the serial server.onData, so when it receives data from Arduino, it's stored in this variable data, but in the same format of it's still connected with the commas. So we use this data.split at the commas to break it into our array input at the different places. So input 0 holds button 1's value, which means we can then test it. So here if input 0 equals 1, then move button 1, and it's ._x is the way you address it in the x axis to pixel 350, otherwise move it to pixel 36. And it's the same for each one of these. If you wanted to change where they move to, you would just change the pixel value. So if I run just the SWF version that's been published, if I click through on the buttons, sorry, I had 2 of them opened. And I've just got 1 button, so I'll do it one at a time. But they move back and forth. It's pretty basic, but it's a good way of testing if you've got it connected correctly. So next I'll show you how to use the other example on how to trigger animations rather than just moving things along.